say, no, let's keep going. They'll catch up. I go, Kevin, I think we should wait for him. And he's like, no, it's not a problem. I've already looked into it. It's only a $25 Uber ride home if I get to the parking lot first. There was an Eagle Scout Court of Honor as well. I think it was probably Michael Swanson's, but we had a lot of problems with the projector. And we just couldn't get it to work. We couldn't get it to work. People are filing in. We need to begin. 3, 4 scouts and myself were trying to figure it out. And eventually it just wouldn't go. The scouts look at me, and they're like, what should we do? Thinking I'm the adult, I must have an answer. I'll tell you what we're going to do. You 4 are going to split up and somebody find me Kevin. We then got to something interesting. And this is where, Kevin, I got to say, you at one point might have become my least favorite scout. Kevin served as our senior patrol leader for almost 2 years in total. Did a lot of phenomenal things for the troop. He led our patrol leaders council. He led campouts. Kevin would talk to young kids that were looking at joining our troop. He would talk to their parents. He would talk passionately about what Troop 39 is, what scouting is, and why he loved being a Boy Scout. All great. Kevin then led our troop through the pandemic as we had to figure out, what does a virtual troop meeting look like? A question that none of us would have ever envisioned 24 months ago. But he figured it out. He had to figure out ways to keep the young kids engaged, attending these weekly meetings from home. Along the way, and this is where Kevin had to at some point become my least favorite, because people started to say things like, Kevin is the greatest senior patrol leader we've ever had. They used to say that about me. But then one thing, and this is really where it's probably a story that some of you know, in fact many of you do know, that this was probably 1.5 years ago, and Kevin got to the point where he was 17, and he said, it's just not mathematically possible for me to finish Eagle Scout. There's too much to do. Kevin had a very mature outlook on this, and he said, but I love being in Scouts. That's okay if I don't get this award. Wasn't time wasted. In fact, I'll probably still continue as an adult leader. And that would have been perfectly fine. He would have still learned many of the things we hope to teach in Scouting. But it was Mr. Swanson who said something to him, and he said, Kevin, if there's ever been somebody in this troop that deserves this award, it's you. So we sat down and had to figure out, was it really mathematically impossible? And it was not. He had, I don't know, 4 days to spare based on the amount of time, the minimum amount of time it was going to take to do everything. In that time, he had to earn something like 8 different merit badges. He had to hit the life rank at a certain point so that he was not mathematically ineligible. He had to complete an Eagle Scout project in a rather short turnaround. All this while leading the troop through the pandemic. Kevin really, it was pretty special, you know, what he did. So we actually created a document, and a lot of us here looked at this document each day where we tracked his progress. And sometimes we'd have phone conversations with Kevin, and we'd say, you know, hey, you did a lot this week. That was great. Or, and honestly, more often, hey, Kevin, you haven't done anything in 2 weeks. You got to get moving, you bozo. But we are here today, and just what a special thing this is. So Kevin, as much as I wish people still thought of me as the best senior patrol leader the troop's ever had, I'm really honored that if somebody beat me, if somebody's going to be remembered in our history, it most certainly should be you. And thank you for all you've done for our troop. You've earned this Eagle rank.